Oh, I'm live. Hi, YouTube. Every time I make a video, I always say I'll be on here more, but so I'll be on here more. today, today. So I've actually been supposed to make this video for a few weeks now. Actually, this is a question I get all the time. Hold on, let me turn this fan off. This is a question I get all the time. It's always about um, meditation. And I noticed through the stream of questions that I get, rather, a lot of it is tied to pressure that people think meditation is one thing and it really is something much more broad, something much more flexible. Um, People tend to think that, of course, when you first start meditating, it's a little difficult for the mind to focus or to do the opposite of focus, whatever that word would be. That's what you're told meditation is supposed to be, this absolute stillness, like a mountain, and the wind is moving around you, and that's a beautiful concept, and it's very much so a point that you want to get to. It is not necessarily the point, and it's not necessarily the only point, which is what people tend to think. So I just wanted to discuss today some of the things that may help you break those barriers so you wouldn't have to say what the title of this video is, because this meditation is such a basic part of spirituality. Like, without meditation you can't really come to oneness with thine own self, so let alone all the other special shit that people want to do mystically. They want to, people out here trying to bend spoons and things like that. Like, those things are all based upon meditation. You can't really do much of anything spiritually without allowing yourself to go to that place, into that space. So with it being so important, I think that this video it needs to be one of my most popular videos, because this is something that everybody struggles with, especially in the beginning portions of everything, because it's really difficult for you to go from bills, friends, work, children. Sometimes, it's really difficult for you to go from that very, like, very conscious, very human part of yourself, and then to go into a self that doesn't even think about or worry about those things. I think that's where most of the problems come in, because a lot of people tend to say that sorry, somebody just called me, but they will say that they go into meditation and sometimes things pop into their minds, and that they think that that's sort of a bad thing, that um, oh shit, now they get fidgety and now they move, and you've only been meditating for like 3 minutes, but it felt like an eternity because you keep trying to rid yourself of these thoughts. But see, the thing is, here's what's really important. For you to get to that point of absolute stillness, you have to be clear. You have to be a vessel. You have to be open and free and uninhibited spiritually. So that can mean cleansed. It does mean cleansed. It means you have to be able to be a clear filter for energy to move through. So if you're pulling pure, still energy, white light, as they call it, into yourself, or expelling it out of yourself via your meditations, you want to be a clear vessel for whatever energy it is that you're trying to transmute or transmit. So, and a very important part of meditating, of becoming a strong meditator, if that's a thing, is you want to have processed everything within your mind, and you need to get to the stillness in there, in your conscious state first, and allow it to bleed into the subconscious, because that's how you program yourself any other time. You watch things on TV that end up manifesting in your dreams. It came from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. That that McDonald's jingle that you hear right before you wake up, it was in your dream, so now it has bled through from the conscious world to your subconscious world. So if you have to take those same techniques, those same tactics, understand the wisdom behind them, and twist them around and use them for your good, if that, even if that's a thing, for your positive, because that may be negative to somebody else, but that's not my problem, that's not my concern. But yeah, you could, that's an extremely important part of getting to it. So that takes time. That's something that, you have to be consistent with trying your meditations, and you'll notice over time that they get easier and they get lengthier, and you start to enjoy them. You start to, I remember when I first started, like, when I first started excreting, um, like, what is it, serotonin, um, from my meditations. Like it was sort of orgasmic, if you will. It was really, but like in my brain, orgasmic, if that makes sense. It was, you see beautiful colors and da 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 da, because you're entering into the spirit realm. They are calling me. But anyway, so you're entering into the spirit realm, kind of, sort of. So that's your introduction into what spirituality really is. It's really the experience, and not the stories that comes with religion, not the stigma. It's the, what your individual experience is. So meditation is the ground level of what you need in order to explore all of those things. Now, as far as how to clear, there's one meditation that I did, but see, before I do all of these things, I always have to do a spiritual bath. I need to like meditate with binaural beats, with like relaxation tones. I have to, because the ritualism behind that lets me and my brain and my mind and my body know. It lets us understand that this is a moment in time where things are about to change. The ritual has to, it has to change the pace of everything. So if everything's going fast paced, you have to do a slow ritual. If everything's going slow, you have to do a fiery, hot, fast ritual in order to speed it up. You have to set the tone with your ritual. So I always do a spiritual bath. I always do that with candles, with, I have a binaural beat relaxation tone from World Stop Publications. I'll just hook it up, and there's this one meditation that I like to do when I come into, knowledge of something within myself that I want to expel, something that I want to get rid of within me, or at least process, understand on a deeper level, so that I can come to some resonance with it. I would go into, deep, deep, deep meditation, deep, 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 usually in the water. Um, and I would like really, really, really envision what it is that I don't like and where it came from. You know, Memories, for example, the first one I did, I remembered how I used to sing in grade school in front of the school, and puberty happened a little earlier for me than most boys, but obviously it happened a little differently too. So I was about 8 or 9, and I was singing on stage, and my voice was cracking, and everybody laughed at me. And I realized now, this was about 3 years ago, I did this meditation. I realized that my fear of like speaking in front of people or introducing myself, even, because there's that moment of shock where you hear my voice and you see my face at the same time, and it's like, oh, hello, that I can always like see that, feel that, experience that, and I know where that cringing feeling used to come from. So I went back into those memories in my meditation, and that's something I have to synthesize within myself. There is no meditation where you could do some special yoga dance or some shit and it'll take you back to an exact moment in time, without you having to think about it. This is, you always going to have to contemplate on yourself and really go back to the core root of things. There is no magic potion that I know of yet that you can drink that's going to automatically do these things for you. A lot of it, all of it, is mental. So until you can go in and manipulate your own mind in a very godly fashion, then I mean, are you really God? You know, like Bobby used to say, if you can't heal yourself with peach soda, you ain't God for real. So meditation is extremely, extremely, extremely important. It is the base of everything. If you're interested in any of the tactics that I spoke about in the ritual, just leave some comments below. Like this, share this, send it to everybody. I hope it's some help to some people because this is, I mean, it's honestly something I come across a lot, you know, and meditation being so like necessary. This is the least I can do, you know, but as far as the bath kits, as far as the binaural tones, even the candles, tarot readings, magic, all of that, we do all of that. If you need any of that, hit me up. Okay, well, I hope that's enough. If there's something else we need, just leave a comment below and I'll like, you know, like do it. Thanks. Now, how do I turn this off? No, for real.